It's one thing to create a course for clients to move through on their own, but if you can create a community rallying around your message, that's the making of something world-changing. Let's talk about how to create community in an online course. If you're starting from scratch, let me show you 3 tips to keep in mind to set the tone for an engaged and supportive course community. And then next I want to share with you, regardless of where you host your course material, if you don't have this one thing, you're gonna have a hard time pushing your clients to engage. I'll let you in on that in just a minute. And I'll also walk you through the small actions you can take that make all the difference in building a sustainable community in your online course. I want to give you my best tips for creating your online community. The first one is know where your audience is hanging out in order to incorporate engagement. So you want to cater to your customer avatar. And this is important because you're going to be creating messaging that both attracts and repels. You want to attract the right audience, and you also want to turn people away that don't fit your customer avatar. So when you're messaging, you want to make sure you're speaking to the right person, and you're also not bringing people in that aren't the right fit, because that can actually cannibalize a community. You want to make sure that you're protecting your community by bringing the right people in. I've been in Facebook groups that were kind of toxic or really spammy. Well, I'm not going to engage in that group because it's not supporting what I came there for. It's not creating the intentionality of the conversation and the engagement. So it's not improving or encouraging growth. So make sure that you are also protective of your audience while you're bringing new people in. And when you're catering to your audience, you also want to cater to where they're comfortable with. So for example, I have some clients that have shared with me that their target audience are like C-level entrepreneurs, big name executives that aren't necessarily on Facebook. So hosting their community inside of a Facebook group might not be the best choice. So think about you and your audience. Where is your audience already? What's the platforms that they're using that you can utilize? And also, what are the things that you need to make sure you're incorporating for engagement and to protect and provide for your community? So now that I've said that, where does your audience hang out? If you have maybe a photography related business, maybe your audience is on Instagram. If you have a lot of fitness people or moms, are they on Pinterest? Let me know where your target audience hangs out in the comments below. My second tip in creating your course is to be mindful of the structure of your course. You want to be able to show the outcome that they're going to get and be able to future pace those results. Give them that vision of what this is going to look like when they implement this course. Have a suggested time period that it's going to take for success, so they also have in their mind the expectation for what they need to implement and what time frame for them to see success. This is also going to really help in your marketing and sales process and helps with engagement because members are encouraged to maintain at a given pace. The structure of your course should also have set outcomes and milestones so that your audience knows when they're winning and what the pathway is to success. I can tell you this from experience because one of my first courses I ever created, I was in this mindset of thinking, if I build it, they will come and it's passive income, it's gonna be amazing. Well, I pretty much gave them this buffet of content being like, here's all my knowledge, here's everything I know, which didn't actually lead them to an outcome. It was like, here's a bunch of videos, figure it out. So the best way for you to be able to create a structure for your course that's gonna give people results, which leaves them coming back for more, is to have simplified learning and a pathway to success and a fast path to that result. The third tip, and probably the most important one, if you wanna be able to build a 6 or 7 or 8 figure business with your courses, is to make sure that your course is scalable for growth. And I'm telling you that because I've worked with clients who have built 6 and 7 and 8 figure businesses with courses and online programs. And a lot of them started from doing a lot of one-on-one, which maybe you're in that situation or you do have an element of that in your business, but how scalable is it to continue working with people at a one-on-one level? You only have so many hours in a day, and you only have so much energy and time that you can give. So is it reasonable for you to continue working one-on-one? Or you can continue to work one-on-one at a different price point, but allow yourself to work one-to-many by having courses and group coaching programs that still have elements of personal attention. I'll tell you, inside of my group coaching programs, I am so proud of this because a lot of our members have said, I feel like I'm getting one-on-one attention for a group program price because we have intentionally installed things into our system to let people have the one-on-one time, but also learn in a group format because there's a lot of advantages to learning inside of a community. community. One thing to think about to make sure that your course is set up for scaling and growth is that if you were to get 100 new clients tomorrow, what would have to change in your deliverability? Would you have to work more? Would you have to add in more calls? Would you need more team members to support with that? So think about what are the milestones in your growth, like if you had 10 new clients, 20 new clients, 100 new clients, what would have to change in your delivery system to still maintain the quality for your audience? The next thing I'm going to tell you is so important. If you don't have this one thing inside of your program, you're going to have a hard time pushing your clients to engage, and that is a social networking element. If you can include an element of social networking in your course, this is so important because people will come for the content, but they'll stay for the community. So whether this is your members platform or maybe it's a Facebook group, some members platforms have the ability to have social networking capabilities, whereas others don't. So make sure that inside your program, you have the ability for your other members to be able to communicate with each other and share their wins and be able to support each other. This way, not all the pressure is on you and people can be encouraged and motivated and supported by their peers. Now, before we get into what you should post to encourage engagement, have you subscribed to this channel yet? Make sure you hit that red button below to get brand new content marketing strategies and business acceleration tips and more straight to your newsfeed 5 times a week. So when you're creating and encouraging this community inside of your program, what can you be posting to encourage that engagement? Well, the favorite one that I have is polls and questions inside of the group, because that way people are going to be able to share their opinions or share their advice or their experiences. Now, you want to make sure that you're not just doing like one word or yes or no questions, something that's going to really engage and spark a reaction. And this is really nice because people want to share their experience. They want to share their takeaways. And especially when you can create a close-knit community, they're going to want to support each other. And wherever possible, if you can gamify your Facebook group, your program, your course, that's going to be incredible for actually encouraging them to take action. I don't know about you, I've been guilty of this myself where I've bought a course with good intentions and never implemented it. But when you can gamify, you create milestones and leaderboards and bonuses, even like prizes or awards and rewards that they can earn when they accomplish these things, that gives them that like dangling carrot to actually want to implement this. And it also encourages some friendly competition and support from the community. So make sure that you can look at your curriculum, at your outcomes, at your milestones and think, how can I maybe add some sort of a gamification, some friendly competition, and maybe a little bit of FOMO? Because when people are taking action and seeing their peers get results, they don't want to get left behind. They want to get their name on that leaderboard and earn those awards too. So implement that inside of your program. I implemented gamification inside my VIP code program. We have an entire awards and rewards path. And here's the coolest thing about it. I actually leaned into shiny object syndrome because I know there's a ton of other courses out there that people could be purchasing when it comes to their marketing, when it comes to their videos, when it comes to making an impact and a profit in their business. But what I did is I said, this is the system and the strategy that works. And I don't want you to get shiny object syndrome and forget about it and do all these other things. So I am literally leaning into shiny object syndrome and sending you shiny objects every time you take action inside of this curriculum. So in every module, there's a milestone for them to complete. And when they do, they can submit their homework in a form and then they earn a pin. We've given them these lanyards with shiny pins for every module that they complete. And those are action-based rewards, but then there's also result-based awards. When they get to $10,000 months, $50,000 months, when they earn $1 million in revenue, we also send them these trophies and awards. And when they launch their YouTube channel, we send them a t-shirt. So we are just giving them tons of swag and awarding and rewarding them every step of the way so that they take action and see the results. The public response to this was incredible. People were so excited about it. They joined this program faster than ever. We actually made $30,000 off of a $47 product when we first launched this because people were so excited about joining this and earning the results. The cool thing that also happened that I didn't even see coming is that when people earn their pins or their t-shirts, the things that they're so excited to show off, they would do that live on Facebook. They would unbox it and show off the things that they were earning, which then promoted our program and got more people to sign up for what we have. So think about how you can gamify and create that engagement inside your program, which might also lead back to promoting you even more. We're talking all about creating a community inside of your programs, and one of the things that I love to help my clients with is selling high ticket programs. So if you're looking for even more strategies to explode your monthly revenue and effortlessly ascend even brand new audience members into your high ticket programs, click the link below. I want to give you a private invitation to my free training called Hello to High Ticket. Click the link below, get your invitation, and I'll see you there.